There's another YouTuber in the self-improvement space who started around the same time as me called Hamza. He has around 2.3 million subscribers. I have around 5.5 thousand, so it's about the same, give or take, you know? Anyway, last week he put out a video talking about his breakup, which happened in January of this year. And I wanted to address this because he is someone that a lot of young men look up to as a leader, and he has stated some things in the past and he's changed his mind about them. And I think he really does not yet have a very strong sense of self. He speaks with such confidence, but the problem with speaking with such confidence is that people can sometimes take you at your word and to believe you more than you believe yourself. Now, he had been living with his girlfriend, who was an introverted, kind, sweet, wonderful woman who wanted to give her life to him, as far as I could tell, as far as he described in the videos. And he had all these dreams that he talked about having a family, that he wanted his wife to stay at home, and he was living with her, and it seemed that they were moving towards this future together. But he did an exercise where they would both write down what they wanted from the future, and she basically wrote down that, yeah, more of the same please, exactly what you won me over with. And he wrote down that he wanted to move out, to stop living with her, to move in with friends so that he could pursue business and social contacts and take his time and energy away from her. It was a big change of course, and it came as a surprise to her. In relationships, you can't really bait and switch like that. It's deeply unfair when a woman sells herself as someone who is really into sex, and then as soon as the ring goes on her finger, all of a sudden she doesn't feel like it anymore. That is not fair to many men. And it's also not fair to women for a man to suddenly change what he is all about, to suddenly change his values. That's not being honest or authentic. Another part of this bait and switch which he recognized was that he went from being this James Bond type mysterious masculine man to being, as he said, the goofy farting boyfriend. He showed too much of his sweet, jokey, playful side, and apparently she lost attraction. I don't think that trying to hide that side of you is a good idea. I am very playful and jokey with my girlfriend. She sees the nerdy, goofy side of me all the time, but she doesn't lose attraction for me. We still have that healthy masculine-feminine polarity and dynamic. Hamza also pointed out that when someone has gone through trauma, they tend to attach themselves too deeply to another person, and I think this probably was the issue more than being goofy. He started spending all his time with her, that he would live in the same house, work throughout the day and be with her in the evening. And he gave up his social life. And now he wants to go to the opposite extreme of being very, very social. Whereas I think the cure for this, the thing that could have prevented this, would have been just to take the middle ground, to continue to socialize, to continue to have friends and have this relationship, to have a healthy balance amongst everything. Because it's deeply unhealthy when two people get together and then make their entire lives about each other. And it wouldn't be surprising if too much familiarity breeded contempt. It's very common for this to happen. He framed this change of mind as a next chapter. And I think I've seen a lot of people talk about just entering a new chapter of their life as a reason to break up. But such people really aren't ready for multi-decade long-term relationships. Because being in a committed relationship means that you commit to stay with someone through the chapters of your life, that you commit to try to grow together through each chapter. Do you think the people who have been married for 20 or 30 years are the same people that they were when they started? They really shouldn't be, but they have committed to grow together, and many of them make it. So I would generally take his advice with a very large pinch of salt. You don't have to not be goofy. You don't have to be like James Bond all the time with a woman in order for her to be attracted to you. In fact, if you don't show that playful, gentle, humorous side, then she will probably lose attraction for you because you don't seem safe. And I understand why men don't do this. I've had women tell me, Chris, I want to be the one with emotions, as if men don't have emotions, as if it's just the domain of women. But those people should be disappointed frequently until they learn their lesson. That such people who don't have emotions don't exist. In the end, I think the key to healthy relationships is to balance everything. To have on one side the healthy masculine-feminine polarity, and on the other side have the comfortable emotional closeness, two teddy bears cuddling under a blanket side of the relationship. And to still pursue your hobbies, to not lose yourself in the relationship, because then you ultimately lose the person who attracted the other in the beginning. Anyway, I hope this is some useful food for thought. Thank you for listening.